Are you ready for this?
Absolutely not.
All right. Here we go. BOOZHOO. This is a poem about the loss of a pet. This poem is called Tribute to a Best Friend. Sunlight streams through window pane onto a spot on the floor. Then I remember it's where you used to lie, but now you are no more. Our feet walk down a hall of carpet, and muted echoes sound. Then I remember it's where your paws would joyously abound. A voice is heard along the road and up beyond the hill. Then I remember it can't be yours. Your golden voice is still. But I'll take that vacant spot of floor and empty muted hall and lay them with the absent voice, an unused dish along the wall. I'll wrap these treasured memories in a blanket of my love and keep them for my best friend until we meet above. Rest in peace, Princess. I can do this.
Can you?
Yep. BOOZHOO. Welcome back to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and grief. BOOZHOO Papa Wagosh, Mino Giga Jabe, welcome. And BOOZHOO Lori.
You're out of your mind.
I know. Today I wanted to talk about, this is the anniversary of my princess's passing. 5 years ago today. And I thought, here's a great idea. Why don't I read the saddest poem I've ever read, ever, about anything, to beautiful music, and then we'll put up some pictures of Princess, and I'll tell the story of when she died and how my heart broke. Because that'll be entertaining.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's put on a show where we just cry in real time.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I think it was there was that guy from the Counting Crows.
Oh, yeah.
The lead singer of the Counting Crows. You know, they wrote all these songs about heartbreak and that. And he goes, yeah, one man's heartbreak is another man's entertainment. Yeah. And so anyway, 5 years ago today, my my cat, Princess, passed away. And I don't think I can do a good show about it because 5 years later and the wound is still a little raw. I mean, what is that? That is, I don't know, grief. Maybe I shouldn't just have pictures of her up the whole time. Anyway, this was Princess. Princess lived to be about 18 years old. She was a very old cat. And, you know, I inherited Princess when my grandmother passed away. She was my grandmother's cat. But the reality was she was kind of my grandmother's cat's daughter. My grandmother had a cat named Marcia who lived on my grandma's lap. And my grandma would sit in a chair watching TV, having coffee and tea, watching, sports or Andy or Mayberry or whatever, with Marcia on her lap and brushing her all day long. They were inseparable. Well, then Princess was the cat who, anytime somebody would come to the house, she'd run away, go hide under the bed, go down to the basement. And real independent cat. She wasn't very affectionate to anybody, real standoffish. And she lived with my grandma and her mom, my grandma's cat, for like 10 years. Then my grandma passed away, and that's no big deal. But today we're going to talk about the death of a pet, which is really heartbreaking. I mean, yeah, grandmas come and go, but cats, that's a tough death to get through. So grandma passes away, and then Princess goes and lives with Vernon for a while, Vernon and Tammy. But they already have a couple of cats and a dog, and she's just miserable. And she's scared of everything, and, she's crapping on the piano and whatever. Vern finally calls me up, and he goes, "Hey, man, you got to come get this cat." I'm like, "I don't want a cat." He goes, "God, you got to come get this cat. I'm going to have to put it down." I'm like, "Okay, I'll get your stupid cat." Picked up Princess, first pet I ever had. I never wanted a pet. I'm too lazy. I can't even handle plants. That's true. Plants are too much responsibility to keep alive, so I certainly didn't want a pet. But I got this cat. And brought her home, and she immediately runs out of the cage and hides under the bed. And I don't see her for days. I can tell she leaves to eat and use the cat box, thank goodness. But she was terrified. She would never leave underneath the bed for days. Eventually, she came out, eventually. Not a very affectionate cat at all. She wouldn't let you pick her up. But eventually, she started like finding her way to my lap. And then I'd be drawing at the drawing board. And nope. Doggone it. I don't think I can do this, sweetie. It was a dumb idea in the first place. I know. Today's Ojibwe word of the day. Kazibigi Saganake Kishigan. Floor washing day. Saturday, go wash your floor. All right. Get it together, man. Are you okay? Yep. So she would just sit on my lap all the time. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. Michael Lyons, you guys. I'm doing this because you're too chicken, to come up here and do this. No, go ahead. You're doing good. So anyway, Um, Doggone it. It's all these things I want to say, but yikes. All right, let's try this. Let me get rid of the pictures. Whew. Anyway, I love this cat. Just eventually fell in love with the cat. And, okay, let me put it this way. I have a new cat now, Bagheera. Bagheera is the opposite of Princess in every way. And he's awesome. He's got a really nice personality. He's really friendly. He's fearless. He's joyful. He loves to be picked up. He loves to be petted. You can actually cuddle with Bagheera. He's almost like a dog. Big, kind of, almost fat. Not really fat. He's got a little bit of a gut. But just a nice, big old friendly cat. And he was almost everything I didn't want in a cat too. Big old claws, scratches up everything. He chews on the shower curtain. But, Princess was none of these things. And still, it was all on her terms. The only, she would sleep on my bed, but just in a spot, like her spot. She wouldn't, oh man, these memories are killing me.
Maybe don't tell personal memories. Maybe just talk about the concept of grief.
Should I do that?
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
So anyway, I'm going to stop. Super tight with my cat. Had her for about 8 years. And she got old until she eventually passed away. And she passed away at home. I didn't take her into the vet. I didn't want to wrestle with her in the end. And I can't go into the details of the 3 days that it took for her to pass away. Because I'm already a mess. But she eventually passed away on this day 5 years ago. And that's when I started learning a lot about grief and sadness. Gashgaindamoen in English means sadness. Nin gashgaindamoen, I had sadness. Because there was Nabuke. There was a death in the family. So, what do you do? Oh, and by the way, BOOZHOO crew, I'm purposefully not reading your comments right now because I'm sure you're saying something sweet and it's just going to make me cry. But, Gashgaindamoen is sadness. When there is a Nabuke, a death in the family, this is when, it all gets put back on the table. When all your priorities get readjusted. Suddenly the things you thought you cared about, you don't care about. Suddenly you're reminded of everything. Zage iri when love. This is when love rears its ugly head.
What do you mean ugly?
Love, man. Oh yeah, we can talk about, it's sunshine and roses, right? No. Love will break your heart. Behind all this grief and, everything that goes on is love. If you don't love somebody, you don't care when you lose them. So today is all about what do you do with this love and this sadness and your Mikwenda Gozi? To be remembered. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want to remember those you loved? Mikwenda Gozi, be remembered. And who can bear to be forgotten? Osi da Wendam. All right, big word. Osi what Wendam. That's different than gosh kendo mowing. All right, there's sadness. Oh man, I'm so sad. I sure miss my good friend. Oh man, sad about something. Oh, grief. Osida wendam is this thing you carry around. And it has to do with loss. You can have sadness over a lot of stuff. I mean, what is gosh kendo mowing really? You can be sad, like, you hate your job and you don't want to be there and you're bored. Oh, man. You can be frustrated. That's a type of sadness, But osida wendam is grief. The grief relief, it lives inside of my head. I'm feeling better. So Princess passes away. And I start praying. Nope, can't do it, sweetie.
Want to take a call?
Yeah, sure. Let me take a call.
On line 2.
Line 2. Caller, welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. You're on the air. Hey, yo, NANABOOZHOO, what's going on? Oh, hey, Sylvester Stallone, sweetie.
Well, hi, Sly.
Hey, yo, Natasha, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, yeah. Listen, NANABOOZHOO, I want to talk to you about something. Yeah, what's that? I was watching your show, man. I'm sorry to hear about your kitty. Oh, thanks. I mean, it happened 5 years ago, so, whatever. But, yeah, it was tough. Yeah, losing somebody, that can break your heart. Yeah, that's what it is. It's heartbreak. My Adrian, she passed away too. Oh, that's right. Your wife died. Is that as hard as losing a pet? Oh yeah, that was really tough. When I went toe to toe with Apollo Creed in the ring, yeah, I mean that was hard. And I had to dig down and really believe in myself so I could go the distance. But what was even harder? What was that? When Adrian died, I thought I lost my best friend and I lost my wife. And I was so sad. I was got in gosh kendo mowing. I was in sadness. And what's the word for grief? Oh, grief was whoops. Osa da Wendam. Yeah, I was in Osa da Wendam. I was in grief. So what'd you do? I mean, how do you go on? Well, I'm going to tell you something you already know. Yeah, what's that? Life ain't all sunshine and roses. Yeah, I know. I don't care how tough you are. You, me, nobody. Life is going to hit you harder than anybody. Mm-hmm. And it'll knock you down and keep you there if you let it. Yeah, that's true. And, you can't go around, you're not happy with where you're at and you're in grief. You're pointing fingers at it's his fault or it's her fault. That's loser talk. And that ain't you. You're better than that. Yeah, okay. If you want to get through this, you got to learn to take the hits. Take the hits? It's not about how hard you get hit. It's whether or not you can take the hits and keep moving forward. You take the hits and you keep moving forward, 'cause that's how winning's done. Okay. So take the hits and keep moving forward. Yeah. And it takes time. Time will heal your wounds. Really? Yeah, absolutely. When your cat died, it was like part of you died. Your heart broke, and you're really sad, and you think I'm never going to be happy again. But then what happens? What? Oh, one day you find out sunshine does come out again, and pretty soon you're laughing with your friends, and you realize, hey, you know what? There's more to life than just being sad. Yep, that's true, huh? Yep, that's right. You're a very wise man, Sylvester. Oh, forget about it. I try. Wow. So how you doing then? You able to carry on with your life, even though Adrian's dead? Well, it's a little easier for me because Adrian's a fictional character, and the actress, she's still alive, and I was never really married to her in the first place. Oh, that's right. It's just a movie. Yeah, that's right. Well, what about your turtles? Were you sad when they died? What are you kidding? They're still alive. Those things live forever. Oh, that's right. Your turtles are still alive, aren't they? Yeah, but I imagine when Cuff and Link, when they finally start their journey, I'm going to be sad too. Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy to lose a pet. No, it really isn't. I mean, tell me about it. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. Yeah, I mean, just take the day, take some time, think about your cat. What was her name? Princess. Princess? You named your cat Princess? Nah, my nieces named her Princess. Oh, okay. Oh, forget about it. Yeah. All right, I better get going, man.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for calling in.
All right, and I will see you again. Gigawabamin Minawa.
Hey, that's really good.
Gigawabamin Minawa. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, Sylvester Stallone laying down some wisdom.
Yeah, well, he's been through a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I noticed about grief.
What's that?
Everybody, it's the card you can play that cuts through all the crap. Doggone it. And you're no help.
What?
Why don't you just sit there with your glassy eyes, getting all tears welling up when I get choked up?
I know, it makes me sad too.
Doggone you, princess. You turned me into a puddle of mush. This show is so not funny or entertaining. All right, hey, you guys, what's up? Maybe I should read the comments.
You might as well.
The show's going completely off the rails. What's going on here? Papa Gosh. Today is Keep in Memory Minji Mendam Day. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So hello, Papa. Lori Tyndall. BOOZHOO. I've been looking forward to this show. My dear Sophie died 8/3/21. Hikes. I miss her little Yorkie. Sophie. Hey, Sophie. Have fun up there in heaven. All dogs go to heaven. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Did you say, oh, I'm sorry? I guess. Sorry. Sorry about this thing. But this is what kind of my point. This is what connects people. Grief. When it's like, yeah, I get it. And I know you understand what I'm talking about. When somebody shares that experience with you, it's, it transcends other things, Doesn't matter what background you come from, if you're rich or poor, what race you are, old, young. Everybody kind of connects on that level. Heartbreak. Lori Tyndall. Always learning, sir. Hey, BOOZHOO, always learning. If you're always learning, you can learn today that I'm still not over the death of my cat. What a sap.
You're not a sap.
Lori says, she's a beautiful cat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she was just perfect looking. Pure white. That's when I became a white supremacist. Nah. My pure Aryan cat. I think Hitler would have liked my cat.
Yeah, probably.
Papa Wagosh says, gosh, Gaindam is to grieve, depressed, lonely in Ojibwe. We all carry some for a loved one, 2 leg or 4. Yeah. Yeah, that's part of being an Indian, isn't it? You go off in the woods by yourself and cry. Mommy, cry. Papa Ghost says, I believe we all go to Awasish Kode, beyond the fire, on the other side of the fire, across the fire. There we will meet again. I hope so. I really do. I'm not sure how that works, but that would be a fun day when, when all your pets are fighting for your attention. Hey, remember me? And of course, your loved ones are like, you know, I don't know. Let's see what else is going on here. I will see you, Papa, on the other side of the fire. Hey, Jim Dunn. BOOZHOO, Jim. We'll make it through the day. All the good times to remember. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, do we carry around all this love and appreciation and understanding of beauty while they're alive, but then just kind of ignore it until they're dead? Because, wow, I mean, like, you know, having my cat keep me company as I drew, as Michael drew OJIBERISH, and I appreciate it at the time. But now when I think about it, it just brings tears to my eyes, makes my heart weep a little bit. And I go, why does that seem so beautiful now? You know? And I think part of the problem is that everybody, actually, I think people are pretty wise when it comes to death and grief. You know? Everybody can help everybody else, but nobody wants to talk about it because it's too difficult. You don't want to start crying in front of somebody. People aren't usually ashamed when they cry about, you know, their grief. People have died. No one goes, oh, I'm sorry for still crying that somebody died. Hey, Papa Wagosh, thank you so much. Miigwech. Papa Wagosh just gave us $10.
Miigwech, Papa Wagosh, you're the best.
Yeah, thanks. But nobody wants to talk about it to each other because it's too painful. You know, like this morning when I was kind of even going through this, I was like, oh yeah, 5 years. Mostly 5 years is like, hey man, good for us. We made it through 5 years. And way to go, Michael. You got out of bed every day for 5 years. Even in the death of Princess, you didn't roll over and die. You weren't sure, but you made it 5 years. Thanks, man. You know. Mostly you should take these anniversaries as being, oh, good for us, we made it, you know. But then as I was thinking about it, I just started staring out the window, and one memory of Princess got me crying, you know. And I was like, what? You know what it was?
Don't dare say it, you'll just start crying.
It was when I still have the picture in my mind of closing the guitar case on Princess's dead body. When I brought Princess finally to the vet to dispose of her body, I didn't want to like keep her body or bury it or anything. I was like, just took her to the vet. But I put her in my guitar case and I thought, well, I'll just give the guitar case, I'll just donate the guitar case like a coffin. They can burn the guitar case with Princess. I'm not sure what I pictured, what they have back there. They probably just threw her in a dumpster, you know. But they were like, no, you can have your guitar case back. I'm like, oh, okay. But I had to take her lifeless body and put it in this black velvet case she liked to crawl into. And at first I was like, get out of there. You're getting white hair in my black guitar case. And eventually I just gave up. It's like, okay, you can have it. You like lying in there. But, you know, it was pitiful. And I didn't realize how profound it would hit me. You know, I'm kind of old, some of you guys. I've been around. You know, I've seen death. Well, you know, I'm a hardened, calloused human being. But something about Princess passing away, you know, melted my heart. So I don't know. Do we have any other songs I can play?
No.
Hey, Jessica's here. Bonjour, Jessica. How you doing? Jessica's still alive.
I know, thank God.
So the world's ending. Not to get too far off the topic with the things that make me cry. So apparently people are dying all over the place. But Jessica survived the tsunami, hurricane, whatever it is, the apocalypse. So weird. There's that weird, when you watch the world through a screen and you go, oh wow, look at this, COVID, lockdowns in Australia. Oh look, the hurricanes and people are dying, riots in the street. And it becomes almost like a TV show. And then you can kind of walk around going, oh yeah, in theory, the world's going crazy. But you'd not take it that, so you can still shut it off and go make a sandwich and watch Family Guy. But when your cat dies, everything gets put on hold. I did nothing but just wait for 3 days, following her around the house. Ugh. Papa Ghost says, y'all make my day better, crew. Joanna me gooeasy. Joanna me gooeasy. Joanna me gooeasy. Joanna min is like a blessing. Receives blessings. Yeah. Thanks, Papa Wagosh. And then I was thinking this morning too, just to be live and as candid as possible. It's like, why am I doing this? Really, why? Is this like an artistic tribute for myself? Do I want to watch this later and, have a moment? Is this for Princess? Is that what I'm doing? Am I trying to exploit my pain for clicks and super chats? I was like, what do I care about what these weirdos on my live stream think? Is what I said to myself. These lovable weirdos who I actually happen to trust. And then I realized, oh yeah, part of me is just, I don't know, I'm sort of exercising this weird new artistic thing I have. Coming on alive in such a way. With you guys in particular, the BOOZHOO crew. And, sharing as honestly, truthfully, candidly, whatever, something about my life with you as I can. Nobody asked, and I'm not going to share anything else. I mean, we could have a whole show about just how phony I actually am. It's like, oh, I love that puppet show. He talks about feelings and you get to know something about his life and his grandma and grandpa and whatever. But the reality is, I mean, Michael, you could get up here and tell him about how many layers of insincerity this show actually is. I would never do that. Yeah. He doesn't want to tell you what's really up. Because that would expose him. I'm like Ziggy to your David Jones. Yeah, no kidding. I am, what would be another? Are you like, what was Pinocchio's maker? Oh yeah, he had a name. He was a puppet maker. Geppetto. Are you Geppetto? I might be a little bit Geppetto. Do you wish I was a real boy? No. Do you wish my nose grew every time I lied? No, don't care. Do you wish I had legs? Well, you do sometimes. Yeah, I know. We should make some more videos of me full body. I know, it's such a hassle. Anyway, what do you think, sweetie? Think we're being honest or just phony?
I think we're being as honest as we can.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and then this is what I was finally thinking. Why am I doing it? Can I help? The morning when she passed away, I had to call my mom. My mom came to confirm the death. And she helped me bring my cat to the vet place and all this stuff. So thanks, Mom. I don't think you ever watch a show, but I had to call my mommy. Where was I going with this? Oh, but then, you know, so there was 3 days of this weird spiritual knowing the end was near, finally coming face to face with this new awareness of my love for my cat and the grief that descended when she died. And then my newfound connection to the Creator. Started praying just hard. Started making deals. I was like, Creator, just please take her quickly. Don't let her suffer. And I promise, this is what I said, I promise that I won't complain when it's my time if I die in pain. I don't think I'm really held to that, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think I can still complain because it did take him 3 days to take her.
Yeah.
Or he just wouldn't deal with me, you know. You know what I could do?
What's that?
Let's play a song for Bagheera.
You want to play the Bagheera song?
Yeah. All right, so here's another angle. So Princess passes away, and I don't even want to. And I tell myself I'm never. Oh, so this is the point. After when the grief descended, I went to YouTube and started looking for wisdom, looking for somebody who would talk about what to do when your pet dies. And, I came across a couple of helpful people who were, they were talking really slow and staring into the camera. So, your pet died. And now what do you do? Here's what helped me, So I thought, okay, I'm going to do a live stream. Maybe this one can help somebody. And I don't really think it will, but here we are. So then, Princess becomes this sacred memory. And the beautiful gift of grief, this is the other side of it all, is it will wipe away all your old griefs. You're still crying around, oh, I miss my girlfriend. I wish I still had that girl I dumped. Why did I dump her? That was so stupid. Almost sad. I miss my girlfriend. Then your cat dies, and you go, why did I even care about that stupid chick? My cat died. This is real love. And I no longer had any grief, including the grief of my grandmother. Grandmother passed away 6 years, but I only had Princess for 6 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Grandma passes away 6 years before Princess. And this is the grandma I'm always talking about on this show, right? We were really close. And, when Princess died, I was, I had recovered, certainly, from the grief of my grandmother's passing. But it put it in context, I couldn't feel any grief for anything when Princess died, except Princess dying. Nothing else mattered. My disappointments not being a rock star, not being a famous cartoonist, not achieving whatever I thought I wanted to achieve, not having money, not feeling well. Everything I was upset about before Princess died no longer cared at all. Didn't care. And also immediately forgave everybody. So didn't care. If I had any grudges against anybody before that, I so forgave them that I can't even remember if I was mad at anybody before Princess died. Oh yeah, I think I was. And immediately couldn't care less about whatever complaint I had about whoever. So that was a beautiful gift that way. Wipes away all your old tears because your new tears are flooding in your eyes. But then, so finally, something tells me that I should get another cat. I heard somebody say, you don't honor the memory of somebody who passed away by never getting over it. They don't want you, they just said, just like with human beings, they say, don't cry right away. And good luck. But don't cry right away because their spirit will linger around. They'll worry about you. Well, it does no honor to a pet by never getting another pet. You know, you saved that pet's life and gave them a life. The best thing you can do
You okay, sweetie?
Nope.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am. The best thing you can do to honor a pet who's died is to get another pet. Now, when I got another pet, poor old Bagheera, it was just like, you know those old stories like where there'd be like a set of brothers and the one who died. I think maybe the ordinary people's like this. A brother dies and the surviving brother is always being compared to the brother who's dead. And, you know, the dead brother becomes perfect in the memories of the parents. And they're always comparing the living brothers. Like, why can't you be more like your brother? He was the greatest, you know. Well, when I got Bagheera, so a couple years go by, and I finally go, I don't want a cat, but I know I loved Princess, and Princess probably wasn't an exceptional cat, in spite of what I think. I should probably, to honor Princess, I'll get another cat. So I went and I got a black cat. And I wanted to name, I was thinking just, I'm going to get a black cat because I want to name him Bagheera after the panther in Jungle Book. And then I had my eye on a different cat. And so I went to the thing to pick up a different cat, this little spotted thing, white and black and brown, whatever. And Bagheera comes up and just climbs onto my lap and just introduces himself. So I grabbed him, brought him home, and he's maybe a year old. He's not a kitten anymore, but he's pretty small. And the first time he takes a nip at me, tries to bite me. I'm like, hey, don't do that. You know, in 6 years, Princess never once tried to bite me. And I realized I was comparing this new cat to my old cat. And suddenly felt kind of bad for him. It's like, oh, man. In every way that he was annoying me, I could compare. So, with Princess, she was never a trouble. If somebody would come to the door, she'd run away and go into the bed. If somebody comes to the door now, Bagheera tries to make a run for it. He's like, hey, all right, I'm going outside. He's like, get in here. So poor old Bagheera has got to live in the shadow of Princess. I have a great big painting. It's like an enlarged photo. It looks like a painting on canvas in my living room of Princess. Kind of looks like this picture here. No, not that one. And certainly not Rocky. Where's the other princess? Oh, here it is. It looks kind of like this. And, Bagheera's going to walk by this picture of Princess every day. Going, yeah, whatever. But, yeah. So, I don't know. Princess, rest in peace. You were a really good cat, and I loved you a lot. But now it's 5 years later, and I'm going to look for a song that I recorded for Bagheera. So to anybody, any little people who stumble across this, I mean, I know the BOOZHOO crew, you guys are all grown-ups, so you probably know everything I'm going to say, but one takeaway I learned from Princess is you don't honor a pet who died, by never getting over it. You have to, because if you died, you wouldn't want your pet to just cry and cry and cry forever. You'd want your pet to move on and move to a new house or whatever. Think about it like that. Whatever it takes, it's okay. You can find God, pray, reconnect with your faith that your pets have souls and spirits, and that love is real, and that's how you know God is real. And so, believe that, yeah, it's the most tragic, painful, sad thing in the world to lose your pet, but your pet's a spirit, and so are you. And you'll meet again one day above. Maybe, probably. In the meantime, you can't cry around forever like me. You have to move on and pay tribute to the memory of your beloved pet by getting a new pet and giving them a home. Share the love. Anyway, this is in memory of Princess, but it's also a tribute to Bagheera, my new... Is it okay to call Bagheera my new best friend?
I thought I was your best friend.
You're my sweetheart. That's a totally different category.
Oh, okay. No, you can call Bagheera your new best friend.
He's my new best living friend. And Princess, you're my best spirit friend. So this is 1,000 years. And miigwech bizin dawiyeg. Thank you for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons.
Heart beat fast, colors and promises. How to be brave, how can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer, I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid, I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave, I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every hour, every step has come to this. One step closer, I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid, I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. All along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. One step closer, one step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. All along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more.
Oh, that was beautiful. All along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. Yeah, it ain't easy. So, Princess, gosh against a cat. And, I don't know, man. What's to be said? You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Are you gonna be okay?
No, I'm a mess.
Yeah. So what do you do? What's the best advice you would give Michael to a little person who just lost their pet? What should they do?
Cry.
Don't forget to cry. I don't think they need to be reminded to cry.
I don't know. Just cry and just realize you're not overreacting.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Sometimes people get embarrassed. They go, "Oh, I know he was just a dumb cat, but, he was my best friend." Here's another thing I've mentioned before, but again, for anybody, I guess. Grief, there's no timetable. There's no time limit. There's not an appropriate or inappropriate time to grieve. That's not to say some people aren't going to go, "Gee, would you take it easy, it's just a cat." Some people may think you're overreacting. Who cares? It doesn't matter. If you're feeling that way, it's meaningful. And it's real. So don't be embarrassed if you still find yourself once in a while, like you'll see a cat in a movie, and you go, "Oh, that just looks just like my cat who passed away 5 years ago." And you'll start to cry, and you go, "What's wrong with me? Why can't I get over it?" So nothing's wrong with you. That's just what happens. But also, maybe I should talk about this outside.
You want me to teleport you outside?
Yeah, I'm going to get in deep.
All right. One to teleport outside.
Thank you, sweetie.
How come it's not working?
You got to tap that thing on the side.
Oh, here we go.
Hi. So, you feel like maybe you're overreacting, or you're embarrassed or ashamed. It's like, why can't I get over this? I didn't cry this hard when my brother died, or whatever, Grief is the loss of something, usually somebody that you loved. It's not just, it's not just I want everything to stay the same forever, or I can't bear not to have something, It's not grief when you lose at the casino. That's a different kind of loss. But the loss to death, you don't actually get over it. This is the sad news. I mean, it's not sad news, but grief will come on like a tidal wave, and it'll annihilate your life. And eventually you will pick up the pieces and try to put stuff back together, and you will. But when you put it back together, it's going to be different. It'll never be like it was. And sometimes that's hard for us to get our minds around. It screws with our souls. Wait a second, I've rebuilt everything. Why isn't it the same? Somebody dies, you don't go back. You'll never go back to how you were before that person died. The world will never go back. That's not to say it's always going to be sad. It won't. It might even be better than ever, believe it or not. And so sometimes there's a confusion. You go, I'm so sad and I've lost so much. How can I possibly feel like life is better, fuller, richer than it ever was while my cat was alive? What kind of a horrible person am I? Sometimes people are afraid to move on because they feel like, well, I don't want my princess to think I didn't love her. I have to, if I really loved this person, I'll never stop crying. So everyone will know that how much I love the person. Well, the one who went away doesn't want you to do that. And none of us do either. You have to move on. You have to heal. And you have to embrace that you will be not only just as happy as when that person was alive, you may even be happier, more filled with gratitude, more loving, more loved. Everything in your life may get way better. And you can't resist it. And only in grief do you go, no, I don't dare move on. I don't want to forget. Well, you're not going to forget. That's the good thing. Sometimes people get sad. They go, oh no, I don't remember. What my grandmother's voice sounded like. I can't remember, whatever. And they feel like, oh no, I'm losing even more. But, don't worry about it. You'll remember the important stuff. And if you don't, then let it go. Then it wasn't important. But grief and all the pain, it goes back to like that Buddhist thing. If I was in the office right now, I'd call the Dalai Lama. But they say in Buddhism that, all this grief and crying around is because we won't accept that things change. Life isn't permanent. All things change. And yes, that also means everything dies. Everything. Your cat, this grass, those flowers. In the end, life itself is a death sentence. Life itself, in the end, is terminal. Finally, he died from the disease of living. So, my experience with losing Princess is that it did change my life. I didn't see it coming, and I didn't think it was possible. But it opened a door that I had to go through, and I had to accept a new reality. And even on the smallest part, it was just that new, oh, now I live without Princess. But it was almost like the Matrix or whatever, where you go to another level. You go, oh, wait, now the world's completely changed. So, things have never... Dear Princess, you ever do this? It's not praying necessarily. It's like talking to your ancestors, the spirits. Sometimes I'll say, hey, Kichimada, say hi to my grandma. But you could go out in the woods. I don't know for sure. I mean, what do I know? I'm just a little girl. But I don't know for sure if our dead pet spirits can hear us. But I also don't know that they can't. I have no information to make me believe that there's no way So sometimes I might just say, go, hey, princess, how are things going? Just going to talk at you. Oh, here's another little pitiful memory. Remember that time? It was probably a week before you died. I knew something was up. I knew you were really old. And, sometimes Princess would just go into the bed and sleep. She wasn't afraid of me, but I don't know, she was a weird cat. So I was lying on the floor, looking under the bed, talking to Princess. Like, hey, Princess, here's the story of your life. And she just sat there, just like 2 feet away from me, staring at my face, as I told her the story of her life. How she came to be, what was up, who those people were, where she got her name. And then I kind of recounted the story. Because even though we didn't get Princess until the last 6 years of her life, we were at Grandma's house all the time. So, we knew Princess her whole life. I remember when Princess was a kitten. And her mom was barely, like a year old. But I retold the whole story of how she came to this world. How we, I think Vernon saw a white cat, her mom, in a tree stump giving birth in the rain. And they went, holy cow, this cat's giving birth. And just grabbed, didn't even know who the cat was. And I told her the whole life story. And then I told her how I felt about her. It was just a beautiful memory. So, sometimes you can go out after they're passed away and go, hey, and let them know how you're doing. You don't have to tell them, oh, I'm so sad I never got over you. I miss your poops. I miss cleaning up your poops in the cat litter box. No. But you can come out and say, okay, this is what's going on in my life. No offense, but things are better than ever. New stuff happened that I couldn't have predicted when you were alive, but are even better than I would have hoped for. Everything kind of worked out in the end. It wasn't easy. In the last 5 years, it's been a roller coaster. But 5 years later now, and I'm doing really well. And yeah, I miss you. But got a new cat, and he's pretty cool. He's nothing like you. In good ways and bad. I suppose that's good that I can't compare him too much to you. He barely reminds me of you. He's just another cat. You probably wouldn't have liked him at all. But thank you for being my cat. Those are good times. And I miss you. Yeah. I might as well head back. Bloop.
Okay, BOOZHOO.
Hi, sweetie, it's Natasha.
Natasha who?
It's me, Natasha.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Will you teleport me back to the house?
Yeah, sure, hang on. Scanning for your coordinates. Okay, I locked onto your coordinates.
Okay.
Hang on, don't move.
All right.
1 to teleport. Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, sweetie.
Did you say anything profound out there?
Not really.
Okay. Should we call it a show?
Yeah, I guess so. All right, you guys. I don't know, kind of a weird show, but I want to say miigwech bizondawieg. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Princess. Rest in peace. And to everyone out there, we're wishing you just the very best. And miigwech ganawabieg. Thank you for watching. BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO.
Okay, miigwech.
This is Michael Lyons.
Thank you so much.
And I will see you again. Gigawabaman. Oh, sweetie, you know the drill.
When to teleport.